Hi, good afternoon.
Yeah, Vinay, just for your information, we are recording the session
All
so
right.
that if any other kid who is unable to participate in this particular session will be broadcasting it through YouTube, and they can just go through and
All right. Yes.
whatever the tips you are giving, they'll be able to make use of it. Yeah.
Okay.
Just as an information, we are a group of people who live in Abu Dhabi and who are from Kasagod is in the session. Nobody else. Only the people who are from Kasagod and lives in Abu Dhabi. Okay, so those are the people over here, and we have Advait Krishnan who will be doing welcome note here. Advait.
Good morning, everyone. I welcome all Paisuni members and my friends to our Paisuni summer camp. On behalf of Paisuni, I am glad to welcome you, our chief guest, Dr. Vinay Krishna. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Advait. Vinay, as informed before, we have around 20 kids, maybe around, yeah. All of them in the range of 3 to 15, majority of them between 9 to 12. Yeah. So if you could just guide them, what are the general guidelines regarding the oral,
Yes.
cleanliness and those kind of stuff, and maybe you can also give them tips on how to keep it clean, safe, and maybe what are the best food they should consume in order to have a healthy teeth and all. Yeah, so over to you. I may step out because I'm working from office today, so I
All
may
right.
have some other meetings and operational things, so I may step out, and I'll make sure that I will join you around 1 p.m. here. Yeah, so over to you. And in between, if any kid has any doubt, please feel free to ask the question to doctor, and whatever he is available to give you tips, he will do it. Yeah, thanks a lot, Binoy, and we'll talk later. Yeah, carry on, please.
All right, Sunil. First of all, let me thank you, Sunil Babu, for giving me this opportunity to address the kids, allow kids to everyone, so that is to lecture all the senior students and postgraduates and undergraduate students, but this is quite unique. So let me begin the basics of your standing, so that I have a few models with me, so that this is a skull model, miniature model I have. This is a tooth model I have. So I'll show you some of the things. I'll project one PowerPoint also in between, so you can know what exactly I'm focusing on. I'll be focusing mainly on very basic dental informations, as well as the basic hygiene, how to maintain, and also, as Sunil said, some of the food and what are the restrictions you should do, what you should eat, and things like that. So to begin with, I'll share the screen. Just give me a minute. Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see.
Yes,
Sir.
we can. Yes, we can, sir.
Yes, doctor.
All right. Very good. So I'll start with the hygiene and focusing on. So most of the information you'll be getting it when you Google, but some of the informations which if I can enlighten you guys with some of the information, so that it will be very familiar for you. All right.
Okay.
So the like plaque is a deposit which occurs on the teeth. So that happens in 2 to 3 hours even after flossing. That is one of the some of the interesting facts I'm sharing here. And flossing means a small thread-like structure is there, which you'll get in a roll or in a prefabricated form, which is used in between the teeth to clean it with the fingers. We use it. That is called as flossing. So if you can do flossing, that will increase your lifespan by around 6 to 6.4 years. That's what the research says, studies. And flossing delays aging, of course, that's what. And smoking may lead to more than half of all the gum diseases. Smoking, lot of informations are available, but still that addiction to smoking still continued by so many people. So there are a lot of other effects. Yes, you all know about the smoke, the lungs and other things, and also the gum stains, things like that. So I'll move on to the basic anatomy, so that I'll give some information about the teeth and oral cavity first, so that you will know what exactly I'm talking about. So we have the tooth like the structure. You can see in the picture here. We have linings, few coatings on the tooth. That is called as outermost. The white colored thing is enamel. We call it as. And the next layer underneath that is called as dentin. And the further down inside we have soft tissue as pulp. Around the tooth we have, if you see the pink colored structure, that is called as gum, that you all know. And call it in term gingiva. Okay. Under the gingiva we have bone. The root is there, so that the tooth is held together very strongly. So the upper portion which is seen outside in the oral cavity, the white color to side which is not called as root. Okay. So we have center, then we have root, then the bone around that, and gums. All right, that's a basic anatomy of the tooth, if you can understand. Then there are different types of tooth. For example, if you see the front one, what we see here is incisors. The first one, the leftmost, the front central incisor, lateral incisor. Like that, we have lower central incisor, lateral incisor, canine. Then we have premolar on the side. In between the front and the back, we have premolar. Then we have molar, the last one, the molar. Okay, this is canine, premolar, molar, like that. So we have different names to.
Vinay, Vinay, can you
Actually,
hear?
I'm sorry to. Okay. So I'm sorry to interrupt that. You're stuck for me. I'm not sure is it for everyone or only for me. Is he stuck?
No, it's
I
stuck.
guess,
Even for me
yeah,
also.
I guess it's the same for everyone, Anjali. Even
Yeah, now
for
you can
me.
hear me.
Yeah, Vinay, your voice is breaking in between.
Audible now?
Yeah, it is audible now. Yeah.
Lot of internet issues are there nowadays. I don't know. So I am putting it in the maximum possible area. I put it my phone. The net is also Wi-Fi is also there is some problem. So Wi-Fi is connecting and disconnecting. That's why I chosen my regular network. Okay, right now
Okay.
can you hear me properly?
Yeah, we can.
Can see? Yeah. All right. Shall I continue?
Yeah. Vinay, before we continue, I guess in the first slide you said flossing will increase the
Yeah.
age, right? You said in the first slide, yeah.
Yes, yes.
So, how often we should do that? Like once in a week,
The
or
flossing is done actually daily. You should do it daily. The flossing
so?
after brushing.
So you mean we should do flossing every day after brushing?
Yes, yes, yes. Because the brush cannot reach in between the teeth wherever there is food getting lodged. So in case if there are food lodged in between the teeth, that's going to cause gum infection, gum inflammation, as well as dental caries in between the teeth where there are contacts like this. You can see in between the teeth. Can you see my video? Can you
Yes.
see my video?
Yes, sir, we can see it.
Yeah. Teeth there are contacts. No, the brush will not go there. So in order to clean all those areas, you have to do flossing. Flossing is nothing but a small thin thread. You pass it around the tooth and you do that cleaning every day after brushing is a must. All right.
Okay.
I'll move on. Next slide.
Kids,
There's another
kids,
important-
do you have any question until what doctor discussed? Like, do you have any questions as of now?
Yeah. Yes, Anjali.
Yes, sir. Like if you're flossing too much, it will cause something to your gums. If you floss too much.
Yes. You should not do it too much. Too much into the gums also. If you do it, there will be some damage to the gums. So just as it is recorded in the beginning, you may feel it slightly difficult to understand and master it. But later on, as you do that, you will understand how much deeper or how much superficial you have to place it and do it. If you go more deeper, you'll start getting bleeding and pain also to sometimes. So you should not do it too deep into the tooth, the neck of the tooth area. And you should not do it very superficial also. That is not going to be helpful for you. So once or twice if you practice, you can do that. Initially it will be a little painful. Sometimes bleeding will occur, blood will come, but that doesn't matter. That will not damage too much. But regularly if you damage like that, the gingiva and the things will damage. Okay, so you should be a little careful of that.
Sir, how long should we brush?
Yeah, I'll come to that later in the fewer slides. I'll tell you the technique of brushing also. All those things I'll tell you in detail. First of all, I'll give you the basic information about the teeth and how it is going to say. So next slide you can see here. So in the kids, so most of you are 5 onwards or even less than that. 5, 6, up to 10, 12 years age, right?
Most of them.
So you're
most
all
of them
in
that
mid.
range.
More than 10.
All right, fine. So you can see the first tooth to erupt is around 6 or more than 6 months, between 8 to 12 months of age. You can see lower central incisor. That is in kids. This is the first one to appear. Okay. Small kids, babies, you would have seen. They will. The first tooth to come is this lower front tooth. Okay, that is baby tooth. So in kids total, once it erupts from number 1, that is this one, till the molar. You can see in the PowerPoint here. Only 20 teeth will erupt in the kids. 20. Okay. So up to 3 years, these 20 teeth will come. From 6 months onwards, up to 3 years maximum, the 20 teeth will come. So all these 20 teeth will be replaced by new teeth after 6 years of age. Gradually, one by one, till 12 years, 13 years, or sometimes it may drag up to 15 years also to erupt all the replacement of all the milk teeth and replaced by permanent teeth. So there are 20 teeth only in kids. Only these 20 teeth will get replaced. And the rest of the teeth, to make it 32, we have in the permanent teeth. You can see the next slide. In that we have permanent 32 teeth. In this permanent 32 teeth, after 20, you have 12 more. Those will come only once. Okay. So the first permanent molar, you can see the third molar here. Arrow. Okay. That's the first molar, second molar, third molar. These molars will come only once. So the problem is, when you are 6 years old, your first permanent tooth will appear. That is this molar, the first molar, big tooth. Okay, this one. So if you are 6 years old, there is a bulge in the last region, back tooth. That is the first permanent tooth to erupt. So most of you will not come to know about this permanent tooth. They all think that this will go and come again. So you will be little more careless. So what happens? By the time you come to know about the importance of that tooth, it will be always decayed. The difficulty in restoring and saving the tooth will be beyond our control sometimes, because kids will be always eating something, chocolates, biscuits, other things, and it is maintaining hygiene is difficult. And by the time only when the pain comes, they will know about the issue, what they have, that caries and other things. Otherwise, even the parents also, it is not easy to always examine into the oral cavity and see whether the tooth is erupted or gone. And some people do, not always everyone. So that is a permanent tooth only once it comes. So don't think that the permanent tooth will go and again it will come after some time. So that is a very important thing. 6 years onwards, you should be very careful to clean all the teeth and maintain it. So otherwise it will cause problem. We can't save it sometimes. So that is very important. Molars only once it will come, first, second and third molar. Third molar is the last one which will come very late after 18 years, 20, 25 years also. Sometimes it will come the last tooth. That is called as wisdom tooth. Okay. Sometimes you can see it is still inside here, wisdom tooth. It's not coming out. Sometimes it will get blocked. There are issues like that. You can see here.
I have a doubt.
Yeah.
Okay, if chocolate is bad for our teeth, people in when we studied about teeth and microbes, it has been written that particles of food will get stuck in our teeth and it will turn into decay, tooth decay. So you can't blame chocolate for it.
That's a good question. That's right. What you said is chocolates and sticky foods, sugary candies, ice creams, all are harmful only. But thing is, there is nothing like you can't avoid that. Everyone loves chocolates, ice creams, sticky, whatever the foods, biscuits, and other things. Provided you can have that, not an issue. You can have, provided you maintain a very good oral hygiene. You clean the teeth immediately using brush, floss, and mouthwash also. If you want, you can use. You can gargle. Make sure nothing is sticking and stuck in the tooth or in between the tooth for quite a long time. If it happens, that is going to cause some acidic reaction on the enamel, which I shown before, and it will start decaying the tooth, and then gradually a hole will come. Everything will get stuck into that hole. It will become bigger and bigger and reaches the pulp and then causes pain. That is the issue. So anything is too much is also toxic and irritating and causing health hazards. So you can have to some extent, but maintaining a good oral hygiene along with that is also very, very important. Then it will not be an issue. All right?
Doctor, I have doubt.
Yeah.
My child is around 4.5 years old, and her upper teeth, the bigger one, got erupted. Normally, is that normal or?
Which front tooth?
Yes, front tooth, upper one.
This one?
Bigger one, upper.
Yeah, front, this one, right?
I will show you. Come this. Can you see her? Show your teeth.
I can't see the video. Who is talking?
Okay. Front teeth, upper one, it got erupted.
Just a minute. Who is talking? Anamika? No.
No, it's Arush.
Arush. Yeah, I can't see her face properly. She's
Vinay, maybe you need to pin the video.
okay.
Can you see?
Because I pin the video, but still her face is cut. I can't see. Down.
Yeah, I
Put it down.
Correct.
Yeah. That is fine. Her older. How old is she?
She will become 5 in the October next this coming October.
Yeah. Right now, see, the probable age of eruption is actually after 6, and especially for the maxillary, that is upper tooth, it is actually after 7. But if it is coming now, there are two possibilities. One is there is an extra tooth that you can come to know only by taking an X-ray.
Okay.
To some people, there will be an extra tooth which will come. So that is unnecessary tooth, means we don't have to be there. It can be removed if it is an extra tooth. If it is a normal tooth, there is a possibility that if the growth spurt, means some people will be growing faster, some it's not same for every kids. Okay. So some people it can arise much earlier if provided if the older that the milk tooth goes very early. If her milk tooth has gone very early, there is a possibility that you will get a permanent tooth eruption faster.
Eruption.
And yeah, but this can be confirmed only by taking an X-ray or consulting a dentist. By looking at the structure of the tooth, we can be more specific about whether it is actually the original tooth or an extra tooth which is erupting. Okay.
Is the chemo or any radiation will affect this tooth eruption?
Which radiation?
A chemo, the cancer treatment?
X-ray radiation you're talking about?
No, chemotherapy.
Chemotherapy actually will not cause any problem to the tooth eruption as such.
Okay.
It will not cause any tooth eruption problem.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
All right. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah. So like that, we have permanent teeth eruption starting from 7 to 8 years, that is upper, around 6 to 7 years, that is lower. You can see the first tooth, permanent tooth erupt is lower anterior, lower central incisor, we call it as central incisor. All right. So this is the first one. Again, in the permanent tooth also, first tooth shed, the first mobile tooth, most of you would have experienced, everyone. The first one, the lower anterior, then this central, then gradually it goes back like that, the molars, and lastly, these will come again one by one, which starts coming from 6 years to 7 years. Then next one will be around 10 to 11 or 12 years. Like that. The last one will be wisdom tooth, which is very late, 17 to 21 years. So that's the basic idea of eruption sequence. Yes.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes, carry on.
Sir, I have a baby which is just 5 months. When is the tooth going to start erupting in a mouth?
From 6 months, you can expect. Sometimes it will become even later. Very
is
late
there any
means
precautions you have to take?
No precautions required now. Once the tooth erupts, we have to clean it with the cotton, wet cotton in babies. That's all. Nothing. Once it starts erupting, after that only you can clean it. Otherwise, not required.
Okay, sir. I have another one also.
Yeah.
So in the market, we can see a lot of toothpaste brands. Which is the most preferable one for teeth?
See, the brands, almost all the brands are having similar functions. They market in it in different ways. And the research, the studies says, especially in kids, in a growing child, it is the fluoride which is very helpful. So fluoridated toothpaste is good for kids. Very small kids should not swallow it. So fluoride should not be swallowed every day. It will be toxic if you swallow too much. With little bit of swallowing is not going to cause any problem. That is the only thing. Otherwise, almost all the toothpaste are similar. Slight differences in taste and fancy items like that. So fluoride is better.
I can also prefer it, the fluoride one.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
No issues.
Vinay, can I ask you one question here? So when you say that almost all the pastes are similar, does it mean that we can use the one which an adult uses can be used for the kid also, or do we need to go with the preferably kids one? Because there are so many kids paste available.
No, kids paste basically will be having more of fluoride content, and adults there is no use of having more of fluoride content, because once the tooth is formed and the fluoride is not going to help once it is completely mineralized, you call it as mineralized or grown completely. So once it is start erupting or start forming, that time the fluoride requirement is more. So fluoridation, fluoride application, all these things will be done only for the kids. So especially in kids, the fluoride content is more, and also they will be making it more tastier, fancy, different flavors, all those things. Otherwise, the content will be, most of the things will be same. It is like mainly the cleansing action, the froth, the calcium, and combinations like that. And some Ayurvedic toothpaste like Dabur or even Patanjali, these are all the similar contents we are having, but they are more helpful in case of adults and old ages, because that will be more helpful in gum diseases, gums, bleeding gums and other things. The cleansing action will be also be there, and apart from that we have additional advantage of more protective towards the gums, gingiva, bleeding, like that.
Okay.
And we have some sensitivity toothpaste also, which are having some potassium and nitrous content that will be helping in sealing some of the exposed dentin. What I said in the beginning of the class, that dentin is the one which is beneath the enamel, the layer. Once the enamel layer wears off or caries, or after regular brushing, heavy brushing, it will cause some amount of wearing off. That will lead to sensitivity. Sensitivity means if you can't have cold items, cold liquid or anything, cold ice cream, or sweet, very sweet items will cause sensitivity. So that for that reason, you can use sensitivity toothpaste, which are having these kind of chemicals, that is nitrous or potassium, that will be helpful in sealing these tubules so that you will not get sensitivity. That's the only difference.
Okay.
Excuse
And
me,
is
sir.
it
Excuse me, sir. Normal person also can use that type of paste.
Sensitivity
So
paste?
yeah.
Yeah. Normal also you can use, no issues. There is nothing wrong in using that. Only thing, it is slightly costlier than the regular toothpaste. So for a person who is saying sensitivity, that is only going to helpful. Otherwise, it's regular. So unnecessary, you don't have to spend money for the sensitivity paste for a regular brushing.
Doctor, when as you discussed something regarding the fluoride, very recently I have taken my daughter to a dentist. I mean,
Yes.
I have taken her half of her teeth was already shaking, so we had to remove it, extract it. So we went to visit the dentist, and he suggested that children under the age of 3 are recommended to have a fluoride filling. So is it just a part of marketing, or is it actually something scientific?
No, fluoride filling is also available. Some filling materials, the cement, the powder, they will be having fluoride incorporated into the powder. So what happens is a continuous dissipation of this fluoride into the structure. When you fill it, it is going to prevent the further caries and problems. So it will be helpful to some extent, and some studies and researches are shown like that it is going to be helpful to prevent the caries further. That is the only advantage.
Okay.
And I don't say it is a marketing strategy, but there will be some help in that also. And compared to other fillings, it may be slightly costlier.
Okay.
What about the root canal in children?
Yeah, I didn't hear that.
Root canal treatment in children. From
Yeah, of
doctor.
course. When there is a caries or a decay, a hole which is extending downwards, as I shown in the picture, if it is reaching the pulp the nerve area or the blood, the pain will start so miserably in the night, especially the kids will start crying, difficulty for you to manage also. In such a situation, it is not preferable to fill the tooth. Once you start fill such a big cavity, definitely the patient or the kid will be having excess symptoms, excess pain, swelling, abscess or pus formation. Those problems will appear. So prevent that, you have to do a root canal treatment. So once a decay is very big and closer to the pulp, there is no other way. We have to go for root canal treatment inevitably. So there is no other choice. And if it is still completely decayed so much back, there is no choice of doing a root canal treatment also. We have to go for removal only. There is no other choice. If it is so much bad, deep inside, gone beyond the pulp and reached into the root also, then it is not possible to do a root canal treatment. So root canal treatment, there is no harm in kids. You can do it. It is a simple procedure compared to a adult root canal treatment. Kids root canal treatment is not a big deal. Only thing is the cooperation of the kids. They'll be scared of the needle and things like that, anesthesia and cooperation. Even some kids without any problem also they will not allow to do. So it is difficult to perform in a non-cooperative kid. Otherwise, there is no harm in doing root canal treatment. You can go ahead with root canal treatment so that we can save the tooth till the permanent teeth getting erupted. Because till that time you have to maintain the space. Otherwise, if you remove it earlier, you have to give a space maintainer, a small device to keep the space as it is. Otherwise, the tooth will gradually come closer and the space will close. And by the time the tooth erupts its time, it has no space to come into the oral cavity. It will lie flat in the bone itself, or it will come inside or on from the lateral side. It will move like that and it will come in an awkward way. To prevent that, you have to have the tooth in position. If you remove also, you have to place a space maintainer. We call it as a space maintainer, small wired appliance which is kept in the tooth so that the distance is maintained. All right?
I have a doubt.
Yeah.
Should we brush only 2 times at the morning and the night, or should we brush after our meal, after our every meal?
No, it is preferably morning and night. Provided you can do in between also many times, provided thing is if you have a sticky food item, something which is sticking in the tooth, oral cavity or the tooth in between the areas, in between the tooth, if you feel like it is not cleansed just by gargling, then it is better to brush it. But brushing doesn't mean that you have to brush it vigorously for few minutes, something like that. Just 2 minutes of brushing is more than sufficient, even in the morning and night. With a soft brush, make sure you're brushing in a proper technique. That's all. Otherwise, unnecessary severe brushing with hard brush for about 10 minutes will damage the tooth, damage the enamel, causes some kind of abrasion. A small step kind of thing is there in the, I'll show you that picture in the next slides. That abrasion causes sensitivity and stuff like that. So excessive brushing is also not advisable, but frequency wise, if you do after you feel like if it is not clean, you can do the brushing, no issues at all.
Hi doctor, this is Tanvi. She's 8 years old. Her teeth has gone it's gone from over 6 months. For how long can we wait for it to come up?
She's 6 years old now, 7 years.
8 years.
8 years.
Yeah.
No issue. See, there is nothing wrong in waiting because average time period is for eruption of the central is around 7 to 8 years, and laterals, you are waiting for the laterals, right? Lateral means the side teeth.
Yes.
This one, isn't it? So you can wait. Yeah, that is lateral incisor. You can wait, no issues. Now she's only 8 years, up to 10 years also you can wait, no issues. Because this eruption time period is general and outline, and it can vary from person to person. Very rare instances, sometimes these teeth will be missing in some people. That is, if it is beyond the time period, still it is not erupting, then we have to go for an X-ray. then only you can find out whether the tooth is inside or not. Or sometimes if it is blocked by some extra tooth in the path, that's also possible. That you can wait and see. Don't have to worry now.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
So I'll move on to the next slide. You can see the types of decay. Mainly, there are 3 types of caries or decay, what you call pit and fissure caries, smooth surface caries, cervical means in the neck of the tooth area, and then we have nursing bottle caries. So different types of caries we get. I'll show you how the decay process occurs. As I show in the first picture, there will be grooves in the central incisor, molars. You can see grooves in the center of the tooth, small grooves and fissures we call it as. So most of the time, these are all the areas the chocolates and the food or whatever the sticky food items will get stuck. It will not be possible to remove. Once it will be there, remain for about few hours or 1 day, like that. So that is the reason why that is the area the caries starts. Once it is not cleaned, what happens? It mixes with the saliva. It's a sugary content, whatever it is mixed with the saliva and it turns into an acid form. That starts decaying the tooth. Once a small decay occurs, the food again and again stucks there. So it gradually increases in size. Once it increases in size, if you don't go to the dentist and get it filled, again it will keep on increasing in size and it will reach into the nerve structure inside, nerve or blood vessel. That is pulp. So that is how the decay continues. So you can see the pictures here, how initially the small fissures will look like dark spots. Every dark spot doesn't mean that it is a decay. That's a discoloration also sometimes. If it is progressing, increasing in size and becomes like this, darker and darker, and a small catch or food lodgement are seen every now and then it is called caries. Once caries occurs, it has to be restored. It has to be filled. Otherwise, it will keep on increasing. There is no toothpaste or a mouthwash or a dental floss which is going to help. Definitely, it requires to be filled. And if it is not noticed immediately, by the time you noticed it, already the kid is having a severe pain, then there is a possibility that it is involving the pulp inside. Once it is involving the pulp inside, means deep caries, you have to go for a root canal treatment. There is no other choice. So root canal is a must once it is very large. Okay, that is a pit and fissure caries, gradually how it increases in size. And one more thing is this quite common, the mothers, everyone is here. So I'll be focusing on this nursing bottle caries. What happens is most of the kids, they sleep only while drinking the milk, isn't it? I'm not talking about breastfeeding. Breastfeeding will not cause caries like this. The artificial milk or artificial sweetener or whatever you put in the bottle and you are feeding the kid. That time the kid, while drinking itself, the kid sleeps. And at that moment, what happens? The most of the liquid or the sugary agent or the milk, artificial milk or whatever it is going to stay in the region here. It will remain there. So what happens? It will remain, it will not be cleaned for hours together. So that will gradually dissolve the enamel, the first coating of the tooth. Gradually it will dissolve the enamel and gradually the tooth will be decayed. Once it dissolves, every day it is the same process. It keeps continuing like that. And you fail to notice the decay, discoloration. By the time you notice it, it will be already decayed so much bad. The patient or the kid will start feeling pain once it is deep. This particular caries is called as nursing bottle caries. This is specially seen in the upper teeth only, not in the lower, because that is the area where the milk is going to deposit and it will come around the tooth, that region. So that is one important thing. To avoid this, what you have to do is you can't keep the baby feeding and then once the baby sleeps, you just leave it like that. Use a small wet cotton or something or a sterile clean cloth, wet it and run it around the kid's oral cavity and clean whatever the deposit, whatever the remaining sugary milk or whatever it is, so that it is not going to cause any caries on the tooth. So that is very important. Very carefully you can do that without waking up the kid. That's also possible. So if you can do that, it is possible to prevent it. Okay, that is nursing bottle caries. Then another one is abrasion. As I mentioned, if you brush regularly, that is not harmful. But if you regularly brush it with a hard brush for long time in a wrong technique, that is going to cause damage. So what happens initially, it will be like this. The most prominent area in the tooth, especially most of the adults, if you check in your oral cavity, I'm sure some of you will be having this abrasion in this cervical region. We call it as between the gums and the neck of the tooth on either side. So if you are a right-hander, be brushing more towards the left like this. So what happens, your left side teeth will have this kind of problem. If you are a left-hander, more probably you'll be having a right side upper and lower teeth, you'll be having more of this. If you are such a vigorous brusher who brushes throughout like this together for half an hour, maybe sometimes, I don't know, then it will be definitely you will get these kind of abrasions. The enamel will go, the next the dentin will go, and the pulp will start appearing. That time you will have severe pain. Also, you can't have anything cold, any sweet or very sore item also, it will be very, very sensitive. That's cervical abrasion. If it is in the initial stage, it can be managed with the sensitivity toothpaste, as I mentioned earlier. If it is slightly in medium size, you can fill it. If it is very deep like this in the second picture and the third picture, then you have to go for a root canal treatment. And if it is very, very deep inside, then root canal is also not possible. The tooth will get cut one day once you bite harder. Then you may have to go for removal of the tooth and replace it with an artificial one. So that is cervical abrasion. So you should be careful. I'll be telling you how to do a brushing properly in the further slides. So this is one of the wrong technique will give rise to these kind of situations. The same thing, how the caries will progress and how a RCT is required once it is infected with the pulp. There will be pus formation in the root tip inside. There will be severe painful situation. Swelling also will appear sometimes. So that is the problem you can see here. One of the caries you can see in the model here lead to a abscess formation in the root apex. That is a caries diagram. So another important area is the gums, or we call it as gingiva. Now most of the kids, they will be brushing, even though they are brushing once or twice or thrice, the proper technique may not be there, and the time of brushing maybe for the parents' sake, they may be brushing sometimes. So they just brush it like that and just run away. That leads to gingiva, which is swollen, red in color, and just touching the gingiva will bleeding will occur. That's called as gingivitis. The gingiva, the soft tissue, will get inflamed and redness in color. Because of improper hygiene, it leads to bleeding. So this bleeding will gradually cause increase in size, and gradually what happens is, in case of adults, it will increase in size, and there will be deposit around the neck of the tooth. That's called as plaque, very soft deposit. You will see plaque, it is called as. Once this plaque continuously on the tooth surface, it will become very hard in structure. That is called as calculus. That is not possible to remove it with simple brushing. We need to have dentist removing it with a vibrator. A small machine is there. In that, ultrasonic vibrations are used to remove it. It's called as scaling. We call it as scaling. You have to have that, otherwise it is not possible to remove. It's very hard and very sticky, very firmly adherent to that tooth structure. So if that is there, then also it will cause gingivitis. And this gingivitis, if not treated on time, it will lead to periodontitis. It's a periodontal tissue. It means around the tooth there are ligaments to hold the tooth in position. These ligaments getting infected and inflammation will be there, then the tooth will start become mobile, loose. In adult, I'm talking about, not kids. Kids, the tooth will start mobile, the shedding tooth, that is to come, the new tooth will erupt. That is the reason why it happens like that. But in adults, once the tooth is started moving or mobile, that means that there is periodontal infection. Around the tooth, there will be infection, especially in diabetes patients, smokers, and those who are not maintaining good oral hygiene, or some diseases which are immunocompromised, means they'll be having some other diseases like um, other immunocompromised situations, autoimmune diseases, HIV. These patients will be having difficulties like that. That's a different issue. So I'm giving just examples like how it is seen in different people. So you can see in the picture, the plaque, how it looks like. Around the tooth, you can see a small yellowish deposit, which is scrapable with the fingers or with the brush. That is plaque. So once this plaque remains there, if it is not cleaned properly, it will become solidified and become calcified. That is called as calculus. In the next picture, you can see that calculus, more yellowish. Once this calculus and the plaque comes, what it does, it will keep pushing the soft tissue away from the tooth so that the neck of the tooth is exposed, and gradually the bone underneath also getting resorbed, means the bone will get dissolved. So what happens, the structure around the tooth becomes weaken, and tooth becomes very shaky. That is called as periodontal disease. You can see in the third picture, around the tooth, the deposit is dark in color, yellowish in color. Sometimes it becomes greenish in color also, and it pushes the gingiva down. So it causes gingivitis, it causes periodontitis, it causes very bad breath, halitosis, you call it a smell. And also when you brush or eat something, there will be bleeding. So these are all the problems you can see in the plaque and calculus situation around the tooth. It will deposit like this. So then the next one I'm telling is that periodontitis, that is gum will recede, plaque and calculus, what you call it as Ca plus, continues to increase. There will be pocket formation, means around the tooth and the gingiva, there will be a space created, and the tooth will become loosen and separate out. You'll be seeing gaps like this. The in between the tooth, you can see gaps, which is spreading around. So that is how the periodontal disease will increase. So again, the same thing what I mentioned, red puffy gums. Gum will be tender, means slightly painful when you touch, and it will bleed while brushing. Bad breath. Bad breath is not felt by you. It is felt by your partner or the person. If you communicate with the other persons, will come to know. So that is very important. So if you happen to go for a scaling or a complete root cleaning, you call it as cleaning, mouthwashes, and the proper regular maintenance with proper brushing techniques. Now in childhood, some of the diseases, what I want to say is, one is very important thing is caries. It's difficult to maintain the hygiene in the oral cavity in a kid because they are not aware of the situation. They are very much excited about different things rather than maintaining the hygiene. And they'll be running around. You have to force them, you have to tell them, you have to advise them. It's always difficult, I know. But it's possible once you make them understand the situation, how it is going to affect the future, the problems. So then they will be obeying you and doing it properly. That is one prime important thing I'm concentrating is caries in kids. Another thing is malocclusion. You won't be understanding what is malocclusion means. Malocclusion means the crooked teeth or the tooth which is erupting in different directions, so that the patient looks little ugly in the beginning, but it is not oriented properly. There is crowding, overlapping teeth. This is called as malocclusion. Overlapping or crowding teeth because there is no sufficient space for the tooth. What happens many of the time, what happens is the jaw will be smaller, the tooth will be bigger. So there is no space for the tooth to accommodate. So it becomes overlapping each other and it somehow comes there and stays there. So it looks like full of teeth in the oral cavity. That is malocclusion. And some kids and some of the people you would have seen, they do mouth breathing. So mouth breathing, if you do, what happens is there is a possibility of the next picture you can see here down. There will be open bite, you call it as. There will not be closure of the teeth together like this. There will be some space in between the teeth like this. So that is open bite. Even if the bite also, the teeth will remain like this. So that will be leading to some difficulty in smiling, and they'll be always feeling like their teeth are very much proclined, anteriorly placed like this. So these are all the issues you can see in the mouth breathing. So you have to promote the kids to breathe through the nose. Even if they cultivate this habit of mouth breathing, there are habit breaking appliances. Right, timely intervention of the doctor is necessary. Sometimes maybe because of some blockage in the nose also they will do this. That also the ENT surgeon has to examine and check whether there is any blockage. Adenoids, we call it as. Normal thing only, it will happen in some kids. In such a situation, you have to go for the examination. Even if they can't breathe properly through the nose, they will do this mouth breathing. So mouth breathing, if you happen to identify, you should be stopping it and correcting it in the beginning itself. Otherwise, if it becomes a habit, it is difficult to correct later. Tongue thrusting. Tongue thrusting is nothing but you use a tongue to keep like this. These are all the habits they cultivate sometimes. They will keep thrusting the teeth from inside. So that what happens, the tooth will become proclined over a period of time. It projects out. So they should not cultivate this habit of tongue thrusting. And next is thumb sucking. I'm sure many of you would be already facing this problem or difficult to control this situation. So what happens is, as soon as the breastfeeding is over, the kid is always finding something to suck. They always start with sucking of the thumb or two fingers like this or like this, whatever different types of habits they will start developing. It is better to stop the habit immediately. That is going to be very difficult to stop it. Even then you can try different appliances are there, different applications are there, home remedies are there. Somehow this should be stopped immediately. Otherwise, once it continues, it may continue up to
Vinay, are you there? Vinay, did we lose you? I think he got some net issues. I think he got disconnected. Vinay, are you there?
Disconnected. Bandwidth is low kanikkunnu. Poi. Bandwidth low ആയിരുന്നു. Join ചെയ്തു.
Join ചെയ്തോ?
Can you see me?
Yeah.
Just a minute. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Can you?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir.
All right. So this is what happens in the next picture. You can see how the front teeth will become cannot close the mouth properly. Smiling is also difficult because they will be feeling very ashamed. These are the problems you can see when you have this kind of thumb sucking habit or finger sucking habit, tongue thrusting. So the habits you can see exactly how the thumb sucking with most of the kids. Kids will scream. Possibility of getting a projection or molding of the oral cavity and the jaw bones will be more. Sometimes it is difficult to treat. You need to go for a complex treatment, a orthotist who puts braces and the periodontist who puts different appliances in the oral cavity and gets this. Okay, so these kind of habits should be avoided, should be identified immediately, should not be encouraged in kids, so that these kind of ill effects later on can be avoided. Even nail biting will lead to some kind of malocclusion. They'll keep biting the movements, and they will also joint also. Should be careful on those. And these are all called as parafunctional habits, should be avoided. So you can see some of the appliances are also there to remedy, to correct this. Cribs you can give like this, we can give like this, you can give some like this. These are all habit appliances which will prevent mouth breathing, tongue thrusting, or thumb sucking. So things like that. There are so many appliances available. You can on test that child specialist in dental, so they advise you exactly what is to be done for that. Adults in habits we see, but caries, periodontal disease, ulcer formations, cancers, oral cancers. Bruxism means the clenching of the teeth habit. Staining means there will be yellowish or dark colors which are seen on the teeth because of multiple habits like smoking and chewing, things like that. Just a minute, I'll connect the battery once. So those are the things you can see in adults. So some of the things, prevention of these things, how do you do? So is to avoid the chocolates and sugary candies and sugars. But if you love so much about chocolates or the things, provided you can have it, not an issue, but not a to have that should maintain nothing is remaining in the oral cavity and the teeth. Brushing twice a day is a minimal requirement. In the morning, after going for the bed, you should always brush it and floss it. Flossing minimal once a day, so that you can maintain the in between the teeth, whatever the remaining food impactions or whatever it is there, you can clean it with flossing. Even fluoridated flosses are also there now. Fluoride content having floss, that's also you can use. Use of mouthwash, not regularly required, but if you dilute it and use it, not an issue at all. You can use it once a day or twice a day, depending on your condition and habit. Healthy snack. So always healthy snack means what we say is vegetables, salads, fibers, and avoiding junk foods. I'm sure most of the kids are loving junk foods because of the taste and the availability, things like that. For example, Lay's or Kurkure or whatever the kind of junk foods we have should be avoided. I'm not saying that you completely avoid it. You have it once in a while, but not regularly. So you can always go for fruits, vegetables, which is very healthy, very. It's never going to cause kind of caries or bad thing to your teeth. So always make it in a two days time. Always it is better to have salads, promote them, salads and sprouts, things like that. Always better. Proper brushing method. I'll tell you how to do that. Good oral hygiene, clearing the teeth, all these things I already mentioned now. Proper brushing technique, I'll move on to that. Prevention of periodontitis, you have to go for scaling Once you have that calculus is just hard structure, it is formed on the tooth, we need to go for a scaling definitely. Without that, it is not possible to remove it. Good oral hygiene should be maintained. In periodontist, this is other specialty related to the gums only. They will do this bone if it is lost in advanced, little more aged person, middle-aged and above that. They need to have this bone grafting. You can place extra bone also. Flap also we can redesign and we can suture it and we can stitch it, we can make it proper. So there are things like that. Lost tooth can be replaced, just an example. All this information you can get in internet also. Most of you will be knowing this. Dentures, if there are missing teeth, it's better to replace it with the different varieties of methods, either fixed partial dentures or removable partial dentures, like, so that we'll have some functions as well as maintaining of the oral hygiene and other things. Other teeth also we can maintain healthy. And I'm not stressing on these things, but it should be better to make them aware, kids now only, so that the bad habits will lead to these kind of things, like tobacco smoking, chewing, alcohols, and betel nut chewing. These all lead to cancers, oral cancers. So be very careful. Should not encourage anyone doing this, even in the family or any is doing. It's better to quit the habit of these kind of cancer promoting habits. So I'm not going into the details of this cancer things, like ulcers, mouth ulcers, which are not healing, which are not completely going out. It is keep coming and it is increasing for months together. If it is increasing in size, then you better get it checked, better a biopsy done, things like that. Otherwise, a regular ulcers will be there for about 1 week or 10 days and it will go off. And again, it may come. It is a usual process. It depends on a lot of things, like the food habit, the stress in life, the temperatures, the hormonal variations, especially for the people, and things like that. These are all the reasons for you getting mouth ulcers. And sometimes it will be 1, 2, 3, or 4, causing all over the mouth cavity, oral cavity, difficult to have food, difficult to have anything. That happens even during exam time for the kids, because stress is one of the factors. That is nothing to worry. The usual remedies, there are gels available to treat that. And there are mouth with the salt water gargling you can do. You can have multivitamin tablets. So these will take care of these issues. But it is not possible to prevent it. It will come and go. It will come and go like that. It's a usual thing. Everyone is facing that issue. Okay. So good oral hygiene is very important. Moving on to the brushing technique, I'll show you.
Brushing technique.
So minimum, you can do it for 2 minutes only, not more than that. Provided you're going to brush the entire teeth properly, imagining this structure, everywhere you should be brushing, okay? Inside, outside, here, everywhere. Now, thing is, there are different techniques, but the simplest and easiest technique is the roll method. Roll method. Roll method is nothing but you do like this. You don't brush it like this horizontally, never. If you brush like this horizontally, you are going to damage the teeth here. As I showed you, the abrasion, the cut will occur in this region. Okay, that will cause you sensitivity and pain. So either do like this circular motion, or you do up and down motion. Either of these two you can practice. Up and down motion is fine all over the region, or you take a round motion like this throughout, very slowly, and medium to soft brush, soft or medium brush enough. Don't go for hard brush. Not. And also the brushing doesn't require more than 2 to 3 minutes. And you may be thinking something, they're talking to someone and then brushing, keep doing for 1 minutes together, maybe 10 minutes. So you just 3 minutes technique. This is only outside. That inside also you do the same thing behind the teeth, behind this posterior teeth, backward teeth. Here are where it brush like this. And finally, once you do all those things, you have to brush this aspect. That is this aspect also. Okay, like this.
I have a doubt.
Ask.
Oh yeah, sorry. Um, why should we brush our tongue?
You need to brush your tongue so that whatever the deposit occurs on the tongue will take away your taste. And also it is going to cause bad breath. So either you use a soft tongue cleaners. Tongue cleaners are available in different shapes and sizes. You can choose whichever is suitable for you, or you can practice brushing the tongue with your brush only. That's also okay. So that you will maintain a very good tasty tongue, as well as bad breath deposits also you can remove. So that's important. You need to brush also along with your brushing habits of the teeth. All right.
Sir,
And all the surfaces should be cleaning, not just the front teeth which is visible. It should be going backwards, posterior-most region, laterally, sidewise, everywhere should be the brush should reach. The brush should be reaching everywhere. So select suitable brush which is smaller size or round shape, whatever the size for your requirement, select accordingly. All right. Is that clear?
Sir,
Yes, yes.
is teeth whitening treatment is bad for our teeth, or how frequently we can do it?
You mean to say bleaching?
Yeah, like bleaching.
Yeah. See, bleaching is ideally, it is not advised for most of the things, but in some situations where it is very much dark and where the situation is like that, we need to do bleaching. But ideally, it is not advisable for a regular plan. Why? Because bleaching is to cause the enamel wear. It is a chemical which will wear the enamel, and the layer which is protecting the tooth is going off there. So you're not supposed to bleach every now and then, but once in a while you can bleach, but with a long gap. But ideally speaking, for a regular, simple yellowish color and other things, you don't have to go for a bleach. This different colors of the teeth depends on the contrast also. For example, if a fair person is there, his teeth will most of the time look yellow. For a darker person, his teeth will look white. So it is natural. So everyone's different shades are there. So different shades depends on his contrast. It will look more white and more yellowish. And also to some extent we can clean it, and we can maintain the hygiene, and we can do the scaling also and polishing. This will lead to some amount of whitening. But bleaching is not advisable for most of the time. It is going to cause some amount of sensitivity and problems later.
Okay.
Some extreme cases we don't have any other choice, we have to go for bleaching.
Okay,
All
thank
right.
you. Thank you.
So soft bristles, small head, soft bristles. It's very important. How often you need to change the brush? About 3 months or 6 months time period you can change. It is not necessary every 3 months, but depending on the wear of, 6 months time period is the ideal time period. You need to change to a new brush. So toothpaste.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yeah.
Sir, I have the last time when I went to the dentist, my teeth, it had cavity, or I don't know, it has like some crack. So they said my baby tooth. So they filled it with I have no idea with a substance, and but they said it's a temporary fill. But till now the baby tooth hadn't fallen off. I'm 12 years now. Should I do anything, or it'll go automatically?
No, the filling, do the filling also. The teeth will fall by the time the underneath the new tooth which is going to come. That time it will fall, irrespective of your filling. Okay. That doesn't mean that once the tooth is filled, it will not fall. It will fall. By the time it starts, its root will get gradually dissolved. Once the tooth underneath will start pushing it, it will start moving. Then it will fall. So you can wait. Don't have to worry about that. I think you can wait.
I think it's a molar or a premolar. So I think it's gonna take a bit time.
Yeah, it's smaller, probably it's smaller. And I think it will fall. It will take around sometimes even up to 14 years you can wait.
Okay, sir. Sir, is salt good for teeth? Like sometimes we use
Salt
salt.
impregnated toothpaste is okay, not an issue. But taking a salt and then the normal table salt, what you have, if you take that and if you brush, that is very much abrasive. It is not a soft powdery thing. It is abrasive. Even the charcoal, which is having abrasive effect. Once you have an abrasive effect of the tooth, as I said, shown you before, the abrasion, it is going to damage the enamel if you use it in a raw form. But if it is a very smooth powder, then it is not a problem. You can use it. But if it is a very rough, then it is like a sandpaper you are applying onto the tooth and rubbing it. So you are not supposed to do that. It will wear off the enamel. But salt impregnated toothpaste we can use, not issue.
Okay, sir. So, so what is the name of the toothpaste? We can use instead of the salt. I didn't get the name.
No, I didn't say any name. Any companies are saying that their toothpaste contains salt, like even Colgate. So many companies are available. Anything you can use. This and
Okay.
there's nothing wrong
Okay.
in
Okay,
using that.
sir. Sir, I didn't mean the name of the brand. Sir, you said one type of like a name, like what those toothpastes are called, like the toothpastes with the salt.
I mentioned salt impregnated toothpaste.
Okay.
In salt incorporated or impregnated, whatever.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
I have a doubt. Should kids go and clean their teeth from the doctor? Like, should the kids go and clean from the doctor?
The cleaning is mainly meant for scaling. As I mentioned, I shown you that yellow deposit. If it is there, it is not commonly seen in kids, but in some kids, it is possible to get those plaque and calculus. If you happen to have that plaque and calculus, which is yellowish in discoloration in the neck of the tooth, if you see, which is not possible to remove with the brush, then you have to get it cleaned by dentist. All right.
Anyone else has any doubt? Kids?
So maintaining a very good dental hygiene is very important to reduce caries, infection, gums, periodontal problems, and also it improves the good appetite and good breath. And that depends on your maintenance, hygiene. Ideally speaking, sometimes what happens is even if you maintain the hygiene also without your knowledge, without proper examination, it is not possible to see whether there is a caries or a toothache or whatever it is. So it is better to get it checked by around 6 months time period. Every 6 months, if you get, even if you don't have any problem also, you can get your all teeth checked so that any hidden thing which is appearing anywhere, any problem, you can rule out. So it's better to have a 6 months check. And other things, you don't have to be worried about these things. Mouth care, as I already mentioned, it is like brushing the teeth at least twice a day. After meals is better. Soft brush can be replaced in 3 months or 6 months time period. Fluoridated toothpaste, flossing, and mouthwash. If you use alcohol-free mouthwash is better. So check for that. And you can always dilute it. It's always called as chlorhexidine. It is hexidine mouthwash, which is chlorhexidine 0.2% it comes. So you can dilute it with half a glass of water, one of this mouthwash you can put and you can dilute it and you can use it. And after brushing, after flossing, then you can do the mouthwashing. So that completes our information about all the regular dental awareness as well as some of the important informations. I hope I covered some of the important aspects which you need to know. If you have any clarification, you can ask me now, or you can WhatsApp me also. I'll give the number to Sunil. He can convey the message to me.
Anyone has any doubt? Kids, parents?
So this is Tanvi. Okay. If you can see my daughter's teeth, the upper teeth, you said the bottle thing. I think she's 3 years old.
Okay.
And there is little discoloration in the front 4 teeth. Do I need to visit a dentist for this?
She is 3 years old now.
Yes, 3 years old.
Okay. Now what is the problem? Only discoloration.
Yes, there is a discoloration, yellow color. And one of the teeth
won't cause any problem if that increases in size, or if it is wearing off the enamel, and if it is start causing problem, then you can go for a filling. But these teeth will go, and the new teeth will come by around 7 to 8 years of age.
Yeah.
If you feel like if it is causing some enamel wear off, then you can get it filled.
Yeah, actually
Filling
this
can be done for that.
one of the teeth have just broken. See this one.
Okay, I think it is because of the caries it is broken. So if the kid is not having any problem, no pain, nothing, you don't have to worry anything. You can just
there is
leave it.
no pain. She haven't complained till now. So
then you don't have to worry about anything. You just leave it. Then once the tooth starts shedding, it will come. The new tooth will come without any problem.
okay, my elder daughter, she had a root canal, and there is a cap on top of that. When the teeth is going, that won't be a issue, right?
No, nothing will happen. Once, how old is she?
She is 8.
8 years old. Once the new tooth will start coming down from the down, under start moving, it will fall like a. So no issues.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, doctor.
Doctor, can I ask one doubt?
Yeah.
The first teeth that came for me was my side teeth. And when I was like 7 years old, it was falling like small piece by piece. It was gone. And now still there is left there. Now I'm 10 years old.
How old are you?
Now I'm 10 years old. Yeah.
Okay. Now the tooth is left back.
Yeah, there is still some piece of the tooth there.
See, listen. Now the new tooth will come. If when the new tooth is coming, if this still remains there, small pieces, then it is required to be removed. If the new tooth comes, it may fall off. If it doesn't fall off, dentist. Yeah, I can. Now you are 10 years old. Up to 12 years, you can wait for some more time, so that once it starts moving, then the new tooth will come. It will completely fall off. If it doesn't fall, if it remains in between, then you have to go for removal.
Okay. Okay.
Or are we good to wind up the session? If nobody has any doubt, then Venota.
Okay. Good afternoon, Dr. Vinay Krishna and parents, kids. I think this session really enjoyed, even though even office hours. I also listen most of almost 80% of the session. It's great. I feel like it's one of the best session we had near future. It's great. All the informations we got it. Kids also enjoyed. All the kids asked questions. parents also ask question. I don't know how to thank Dr. Vinay Krishna.
Thank you.
Right?
It's my pleasure. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
you joined. First of all, you joined from Mangalore, and we are sitting in Abu Dhabi. And it's a, it's a great pleasure. You are with us. You are spend your valuable time to us. It is a great. I feel on behalf of our Pioneer team. It is a small team, Doctor. Almost 100 members, and all are located in Kasaragod. You know that Kasaragod. I think you're Mangalore. You are more familiar with the Kasaragod.
No, I am also Kasaragod only. I belong to Badiyadka.
Oh, I am also Badiyadka, Muniur. Actually, I am from Muniur, Badiyadka.
Where Muniur? Right? Okay,
yeah,
okay.
Muniur. Yeah. So, actually, my parents yeah. So I studied in Navajivana High School, Navajivana, a long time back.
Navajivana High School also I went for 1 year, 5th standard.
Yeah, I completed my 10th on 1990.
Yeah. 1990, okay.
1990, yeah. Almost there.
All right.
So, you are from which place? From Mangalore? No, Badiyadka?
Badiyadka on the way to Mulleria, that Nekraje.
Oh, Nekraje is okay. Agalpadi after that. Okay.
Agalpadi, yeah. Ubrangala, this area.
Anyway, hey, okay. Ubrangala, Achuda Maniani Masha, you know? Maniani Masha, no?
Yeah, I know most of them. I
Rajesh.
Pilankatta school only.
Rajesh is
Primary
my classmate actually. Rajesh, that school teacher, no? Rajesh. I think you are also almost same age. Maybe we are all same time. Yeah. Okay. It's nice at least we have such a wonderful doctor. Yeah. This is all the other thing is you are from Kasaragod, Badiyadka, and this other thing we are really enjoyed this session.
So many families are there from Kasaragod.
Okay. Yeah. We are here all all Kasaragod people are all joined together almost mainly we are concentrated on kids' educations. It is their development, their enjoyment, and all.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, and it's all.
That's wonderful.
It's going well, especially this COVID time. We don't have enough enjoyment. Everybody is locked at home, and the kids also. That's why we thought, okay, we will arrange some summer camp for their benefit. So now it's going very well, and this is one of the great session we had.
It's very good initiative. I really appreciate you. Sunil,
the thing is, you joined from Mangalore, and our kids all are enjoyed. Like the kids' question, one of super questions they ask. That's coming from heart. So it's really enjoyed. Okay, I think we will see again in the future. Maybe you can again join with us. So on behalf of Pioneer team and our management, most of our management, senior management are not here. Actually, they are all working. That's the reason only kids and ladies and parents are here. Not all the parents. So unfortunately, full team is not there. Otherwise, we would have enjoyed more. Anyway, in future we can go. We can see another session sometimes later. Okay. So thank you very much on behalf of Pioneer team and joining with us and spend your valuable time with us. That's all. I am Venu.
Thank you so much. Thanks.
Anyone, Suresh Etta, you want to add something?
No, it's fine. Thank you, doctor. Anyway, you have spent a lot of time from your busy schedule to us. That's the main thing. We are very happy for that.
Oh, Sunil also joined. Sunil was there. Okay.
We are all enjoyable. It's an informative class, mainly for the small children, especially related to their teeth hygiene. So we are very happy for that.
She is very much disrupted here, so I am getting connected again.
Vinay, we can hear, but I think you are getting disconnected. Sunilata, you want to add something?
I just joined in between, but I just want to say again, as Venutan conveyed, I just want to say thanks to Dr. Vinay for his valuable time. It is more than a session for kids. It's all the equally.
Yeah.
The elders also were, very, very keenly attending the class, and it was a lot of information he has shared. I'm sure that the kids were asking the kind of question. I'm sure these kids will not ask the same question when they go to actual doctor or a doctor's cabin. Here they felt a kind of atmosphere. They can ask the question very freely. They kind of, felt very convenient atmosphere. So all the kids who are participating equally, responding. I have seen it. I'm very thank you, doctor. Thanks for your valuable time.
You're welcome.
And thank you, Sunil, to you once again. Arranging such a wonderful person for this informative session. Thank you, Sunil, as well.
My pleasure. Anyone else want to add something? Smita, Kavita, Reji, please, if you have something, if you have any doubts, or if you want to add something, and then we can wind it up.
It's okay.
I think we can take it forward. Like there is a vote of thanks. Devaj is telling.
Yeah, Devaj.
Okay. Good afternoon, respected Dr. Vinay Krishna Kolari and all the participants. It is a pleasure moment. We reached our Paishwani Summer Camp second week with fun-filled programs. I would like to say a big thank you to our honorable guest, Dr. Vinay Krishna Kolari, for sharing with us your findings and opinions about oral hygiene today. The session was interesting and informative. It is a pleasure to have you here, sir, from your busy schedule to grace the session. Thank you, Anjali, for your effort towards the physical exercise. I also expand my thanks to everyone who joined and participated in this session actively. And finally, I would like to thank Sunil Uncle for hosting the session. Once again, thank you everyone on behalf of Paishwani. Thank you.
Thank you, Devaj. Vinay, with that, we are concluding the session. Thanks again for spending time with us. And I will talk to you.
Thank you so much for giving this opportunity, Sunil. And I thank each and every one of you in the Paishwani group. Have a nice time, very nice time. Enjoyed with all of you guys.
Okay,
happy
thank
time,
you.
happy, safe.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. During COVID season.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, doctor. Bye.
Thank you, sir.